Hello, ladies. This is Love for Painting That with Love. Welcome back to my channel. I'm trying something new today. I'm actually going to be recording this on Zoom, but I wanted to share a little secret with you. I have opened my books to working with men. Yes, I said it. I've been working with men, not just women, because I feel like everybody across the board needs these services. Okay. Some of you ladies are scared to look. I don't know why. What you're afraid of? Are you afraid of a better life? I don't know. But moving on, I have been interviewing men for a while now, asking various questions from the amount of money that they make, to if they're single or married, how they divvy up finances in their home, how finances were divvied up in their parents' home, and how they grew up, and really trying to get into the psyche of these men and figure out what's been going on. And the majority of men that I've met with are hypergamous men, which means they want to take care of their wives. They want to be a provider for their household. And women have all of the excuses in the book. There's no good men left. Not true. These men are complete strangers. There are not enough men who make a certain amount of money. Not true. These men are well off. There are not men dating black women. Not true. All of these men are either married to or currently dating a black woman. They always look for light skinned girls. Not true. Not all of these women are of lighter tone, and none of them are mixed. Shall I continue? So after I do this video, I don't want to hear any more excuses, any more people come on my page and say anything crazy like that. I'm going to have to block you. Okay? Because it's setting up a limitation for yourself where now you feel like there's no hope for me. I can't date anybody. I won't get married. If I do date someone, he's going to have to be a bum. If I want companionship, if I want children, and then you're going to ruin your life like the majority of ladies have done. Okay? Don't do it. Stop making excuses for yourself and make things happen. So to start off on a happy note, I did ask all of them what kind of qualities they were looking for in a woman that they wanted to be, right? And married. And so a number of them, charisma, outgoing, motivated, pretty, smart, just that total package. You can talk to her about anything. She's open. She's a good listener, right? And this doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. This doesn't mean that you won't come with your own baggage or traumas. It just means that you're emotionally available and that you're able to accept that love. Some of y'all say you want to be in a relationship, but you're not willing to accept that love. Some of y'all say, I want a man to provide for me, but if a man tries, now you're nervous because you feel like, oh, well, people always say if a man provides for me, then he's going to start taking advantage of the situation and I won't have anything. Instead of saying, well, why don't I just prepare myself? Why don't I keep my job for a little while, stack up some money so I can have a cushion, and then I'm sitting on $10,000 and still feeling safe instead of having to stress about where I'm going to live and how I'm going to feed myself in the event that we don't work out, right? And if you're in someone's place, even if it's just an apartment, not even a house, it's okay to make sure that your name is on this stuff. It's okay to say, I would feel more secure living in a place where I had some type of ownership. That's fine. But to take away a man's autonomy and tell him that you feel more comfortable paying half the bill or you feel like you need to contribute because things are more expensive. If he's telling you, I want to take care of you, I want to be your knight in shining armor, allow him that space. Get out of your head, get out of your feelings, and allow him that space because I guarantee you there's a lot more men out here with this upcoming generation and they think very different and it's disgusting. Okay, and they don't mind you going out to break your back. It'll go from 50-50 to 70-30, and you're the 70 babe, to 80-20, and you're the 80 babe, to 90-10, and you're the 90 babe. Shall I continue? Now, when I did my New Year's Eve video with some of my best friends, you all witnessed some of those stories. One family is 50-50. She said sometimes it's 60-40 with her dad being that 60%, but her mom still doesn't feel secure. She does not want to quit her job. She is older, and she doesn't think that this man completely has her back because he's not fiscally responsible. But let me tell you what, a lot of women that are taken care of, they don't care what their man is doing outside of that. She's checking this man's pockets, asking questions about where certain money is going because she has to pay bills, which means she's all up and through his business. Even if it's consistently 60-40 until the day they die, she will be all up in his business. Men don't like that. Men do not want to be told what to do. Men do not want to be yelled at. And so, as a woman who has been provided for, I can honestly say we don't ask those questions. We sit back, we go to the gym, we drink our water. We're very light. We don't have an attitude because we're sleepy. What'd you say? Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, what were you thinking? It's not you hungry. Well, I had to work too. I don't feel like getting up and doing this and doing that. I'm so tired, Chad. Leave me alone, right? We're not on that because we are stress free. And some of y'all are trying to carry these burdens from past relationships. Oh, well, I tried to do this 50-50 thing with this guy and he just wasn't holding up his end of the bargain. Or I'm used to being by myself. I have children and I've had to do everything on my own. But now you don't. And it's okay. And I don't know where women became so dominant, so in this need to be in control, but you have to release some of that because you're dealing with a man, a masculine man, a dominant man, a man who is a provider. You literally cannot have those same characteristics and have him feel appreciated or valued. I asked this man, I said, okay, you said your family taught you that the man takes care of everything. That's the way it was when he grew up. His mother was actually a nurse, and she worked basically the entire time. And so it wasn't a burden for her when the family divorced. When she divorced her husband, or however that went, when they got a divorce, she was fine. She had money that she was sitting on. She was a nurse, so she had her career. She prepared herself. She had something to fall back on, not preparing herself for, the marriage to fail, but just prepared herself in general. Instead of a divorce, her husband could have died. So, how will you prepare yourself? And so, when I talk to you ladies about life insurance, it's not just because I'm a life insurance agent, which I am, licensed in the state of North Carolina. It's not just because of that. It's because I really want you ladies to be prepared. Even when I have consultations, the majority of men and women that I have consultations with do not live in the state of North Carolina. These are people who may have followed my platform for a while and they're just like, I need a consultation for this or I need a consultation for that, right? So understand that this is not a sales point for me. It's not, okay, well, I want everybody to get life insurance and I'm going to push this so I can push my agenda. No, families are literally being emotionally and financially devastated by not being prepared. And a lot of women have the tools that they need and the knowledge that they need to set themselves up for success, but they just won't do it. And it's like, why would you not do it? You've heard the horror stories. I have a book, it's on sale, $13. All of my books are $13. And so it's called The Dusty Chronicles. And it's a compilation of horror stories from women who have dated men who just were not up to par for whatever reason. And some of those stories included men who may have paid all the bills, but it was not ingrained in them to do so. It was because, okay, well, if you're going to date me, I need you to do this, not because this is the way they grew up. And so, with one of the men that I interviewed, that's how he grew up. He was raised that way, he was groomed that way. And so, if you get a man who is a provider, that's already in him. It's not him changing who he is to become a provider. And I think that's where people are getting it mixed up. You absolutely may have issues with a man who says, well, I'm all about 50-50, but because I want to be with you, I'm going to pay all of the bills because now he feels like you owe me something because it's not in his heart. Just like when people are like, oh, I don't want nobody doing nothing for me. I don't want nobody giving me no money. I don't want nobody buying me no food. Even if it's a coworker there, oh, why you want to? Oh, no, that's good. Here, take this money, right? They get defensive, and it's a mindset thing. It's a poverty thing. It's a self-esteem thing, right? Various reasons. It's an independence thing. And so if you're dealing with a man who wants to provide for you, you can't have a mindset of just being independent. You can be self-sufficient and take care of yourself before you guys decide to merge in marriage and cohabitate and things of that nature. And you can absolutely pace yourself. Like, I don't recommend rushing into relationships. I've definitely rushed into relationships and been with a person long term, but it was not sustainable for a lifelong relationship because we really didn't know each other, right? And we were not prepared for that. So I need you to know that the excuses stop today. I need you to understand that Black men do date Black women. I need you to understand that there are men out there who are providers, but what are you doing for yourself to make yourself marketable? Are you trying to get foreign? Are you disciplining yourself? See, these men that you are speaking of are very disciplined men, and they want disciplined women. They don't want to feel like, okay, well, she had sex with me on the first date. And so, is this a woman that I would want to have children with? Right? Speaking of children, some of you make the excuse a lot of men don't want women with kids. Probably not. You know why? Because a lot of the men that you are looking at can't afford to take care of you, right? But the men that can't, they don't care about that. Pay attention, take heed. I love y'all. This was shorter than I thought it would be, but I just need for you to know that there are good men out there. I've been interviewing countless of them, and I'm not choosing, oh, well, this sounds like a good man, so let me interview them. These men are, they're just coming at random. And that's how you want it to be for you. You want to get your life together and have men just come at random, ready to love you, ready to be the man that you need for them to be, ready and carrying those characteristics that you need for them to have, right? So set yourself up for success. Book with me. My consultations are very affordable. They are an hour long via Zoom. Your Zoom will not be recorded, I promise. And all information is confidential. So if there's something in your particular story that I would like to share, I will definitely let you know what that is. But ultimately, love on yourself, take care of yourself, and just know that this is your season and you can have the life that you want. These men are out there. You better get you one. I love you. Bye.